Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September, moving into early October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Aquariuses in late September, early October? Lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius. Late September, early October. We're currently in Libra season. Let's see what the vibe is here, my friends. What do we have for Aquarius, please? Okay, complex, very complex. So whether this is a situation itself or emotions, I haven't seen this card in a very long time. And whenever I see it, it's like a flood of things. So whether it's emotions or the situation itself, it seems simple on the surface, but when you start getting into the nooks and crannies of this card, it's like, okay, there's something more here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards then, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's break it down a little bit. Let's talk about it some more. So as you can see here, we have this woman's face in a mirror. There are multiple mirrors, hence multiple reflections. Notice it's like she's holding a mask. So that does imply some unseen energies, unseen aspects. On the desk, we have a lot of little trinkets and tchotchkes. We have the babushka dolls, the Russian dolls, where it's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So whereas this might just look like a lady looking in a mirror, when you look at the finer details, there's a lot more there. So for some Aquariuses, maybe there's a situation you're going through where it's like, okay, from the outside it might look simple, but if you're in it, then you would see that it is not quite so simple. For some of you, maybe it's emotions, right? Emotions can be very complex. So maybe there's certain things where it's like, I don't really know what to feel, where it's like, I feel this way, then I feel this way, and I feel multiple emotions at once. If that's not you, it could be somebody else. So there's just a lot of complexity with this first card. I'm not going to say what you should or shouldn't do. We'll see if this shows up throughout the reading itself, but it's more of a nod to just a lot of energy being in flux, being in a state of change. So we're just going to let it chill over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Aquarius. See what we got. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was most definitely unique. It was titled Karmic Justice Incoming. Now, to me, it felt like the universe was about to take control. The universe, God, source, was about to take control of the situation and really steer the wheel. Whether someone was about to catch a karmic dose, maybe a karmic cycle was closing, who knows? But to me, it was like really spiritually involved. Okay, so just know when that energy pops up, that could linger for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? And karmic energy is not always bad. Just keep that in mind. Okay, but let's see what shows up this week, right? Karma could be good. Guess it depends on your situation, right? Let's see what's happening with Aquarius, please. Late September, early October. Okay, Seven of Pentacles in the mind, in the brain. And I know Aquarius is a very cerebral, thought-based type of individual normally. I like the Seven of Cups. I mean, there's a lot of potential with it. It's just in its head. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more. King of Pentacles, all right. Feeling neutral about this King of Pentacles. That could be just work, money, related things, security in general. Let's get one more here. Okay. Oh, okay. Death card. Don't get nervous about that. That's more the karmic energy we were seeing last week. Okay. So this is an energy we most definitely want to break down. Now, the way I'm feeling about this energy so far is pretty neutral, to be honest with you, so far. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, there's a pretty good mixture of elements going on here. There is a lot of water energy here, which I did see for Libra and I believe Gemini as well. And water is the realm of emotion, feelings, creativity, the internal worlds, right? We got the Seven of Cups, obviously water. And we got the Death card, which you might not think that's water, but that's Scorpio, aka water. So when we see this, it's just a lot of internal intensity. Now, I do feel neutral about it. This King of Pentacles in the middle seems to be grounding it down, so I don't think it's getting out of hand. We'll just have to see. But Earth, that's the realm of the material, right? So money, work, finances, our day-to-day schedule. Um, it's grounded. It could be one sense of security if you're not connected to an earth sign. And we'll talk about him in more detail. So when we mix water and earth, there's good potential here, but I still feel neutral. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we start with the Seven of Cups. Now, I like to call this card the menu board of life, right? Like you see this individual, they're chilling right there. He's looking up at the different cups, like, which one do I take? Which one is mine? Which one do I want? So I like it for that. It's a huge card of manifesting. It's a huge card of creating. So for a lot of Aquariuses, you might be in a time of creation, even if things seem a little stagnant, and even if it seems like not much is happening. Seven of Cups tells us, oh, yeah, no, the universe is moving things around. The energy is moving, even if the physical isn't just yet. So this is great. It's a card for options, choices, and paths as well. So sometimes it could be decision making. Now, in the rougher sense, this card could be someone that's very indecisive, or someone that has too many options, where there's like a sense of overwhelm here, where it's like, oh, there's so many cups. Which one do I take? What do I do now? So that's why I said with the overthinking, that's something to watch out for in this time, because this is very daydreamy. It's an energy that fantasizes. It's up in its mind. So watch out for emotional overwhelm and mental overwhelm when we have a card like that. That's the rough side of it, but it could be great. Again, like there might be something really fantastic you're manifesting. Now, moving into the middle, we do have the energy that seems to kind of ground things, at least so far. We got the King of Pentacles, so maybe this is an Earth sign you're connected to. So, um, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Now, if that's not the case, kings represent control of their respective suit. So, again, remember, Earth, that's the material aspects of life. So, work, money, business, career, living situation, family. So, for a lot of you, your mind could be in that place. Your mind might be on the material aspects. Um, he's usually good. When I see him, if this isn't a person you're connected to, when I see the King of Pentacles, I think of abundance, I think of wins, I think of victories. So this can be really great. But the challenge with the King of Pentacles, it can be a little stubborn, right? It's an energy that could be a little too grounded. It could be an energy that's a little stuck. So hopefully you're not feeling stuck in a rut, or you don't feel like you're running up against a brick wall when we have this King of Pentacles. We'll look into him much further. Now, the thing that intrigues me the most, because when I see the Seven of Cups and King of Pentacles, it's like, all right, yeah, this seems a little mundane. This energy seems like regular scheduled programming. And we get the Death card on the back. All right, now I already mentioned this is Scorpio energy, and don't be fooled by the imagery. I always say when it comes out, um, death doesn't mean fire and brimstone, right? It doesn't mean the sky is falling. You know, whenever we see it in movies and TV shows, the tarot reader, the gypsy always pulls the Death card out first, right? And I try to make people look at it in a pragmatic way. When I see the Death card, yes, it can represent a close of the cycle, but it can represent the opening of a new. This is a card of change. It's a card of transformation. Sometimes it's transformation that we can't quite help. So when we go from like the Seven of Cups, King of Pentacles into the Death card, it's like, all right, well, things are moving along, and then boom, something happens, right? That's kind of how I see this. It's Phoenix rising from the ashes. So from the ashes, I am reborn, which is a beautiful thing. It is karmic. It is closely tied to the spiritual world. So it's interesting we had that karmic energy last week. We have it again. And for some of you, yeah, maybe it is an ending. Maybe it is a cycle that's closing. But I still feel neutral about it for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess we're about to find out. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Aquarius, please? Guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the menu board of life, right? Let's get that Seven of Cups going. Why is it here for Aquarius, please? Could be nice. Okay. All right, so this is super unique to me. It's funny that I always get like the most unique energies in an Aquarius reading. So we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and it is somebody that's deciding or choosing or saying, like, okay, let's just choose the path that sucks the least. So what that's telling me is I really hope you're not in any situations where it's like your back's against the wall, where it's like, all right, well, I could do this, but that's not perfect. Or I could do that, but that's not perfect either. Let's just take the option or path that is the least sucky. That's how it feels. So again, I'm not saying that you, it could be someone else. Because I'm not seeing full blown happiness and abundance yet. It could turn into that, but it's just someone trying to hedge their bets, kind of, where it's like, all right, well, let's just pick the one that's going to be least complicated, or let's just do the thing that's going to be less of a pain. Like, can we just get this over and done with? It's like, give me a vibe like that. So maybe some of you are just about your business like that in this time, where it's like, you know what, I don't want to stress it. Let's just get it done. Like it's giving me that kind of vibe. Whichever is easiest. So I don't know if that's ever come through in any reading I've done on YouTube. I've seen it in personals before, but not on YouTube. So Five of Pentacles in reverse is a good thing, right? If it was in the upright, I'd be concerned. In reverse, I mean, it's things improving and getting better, but still it's not ideal. So there could be something going on where it's better, it's good, but it could be a lot better. Let's keep moving. So again, back to that complex situation we saw with that oracle card, because there could be certain things that you have mixed feelings about it, where it's like it's good, but it kind of isn't at the same time. Like there's a good side, there's a downside. Let's go in on the King of Pentacles. I hope I'm not just talking rambling mess here, but that's just how it was coming through. Let's see what the King of Pentacles has. I really want to get to the Death card too. So why is the King here? Why is the King of Pentacles here? Yeah, just I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse underneath the King of Pentacles, where it's like, no, I'm missing some information here. Or it's like somebody purposely withholding information. I saw this in the Gemini reading as well. So it must be something with the air signs. Ace of Pentacles in reverse underneath the King of Pentacles is two things to me. Either one, it's an energy that feels stuck in place, like we've already discussed. Remember, King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse is like nothing new, shaking things up. So it's like, I'm kind of stuck here. Like, what do I really do? I do feel that energy is going to open up, especially as we move towards the Death card. But there could be current situations where it's like, okay, I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place. And if that's not you, it could be someone else feeling that too. But yeah, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's also telling me that there might be some withholding of information from somebody, especially under the King, where it's like, nope, you don't deserve this information. Or it's like, no, you'll never get it out of me. So I don't know how that fits with your situation. Someone purposely withholding information. Let's keep moving. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Very unique reading this week, my Aquarius friends. But let's see what the Death card has. Maybe this energy will shift. Maybe it'll change. Hopefully. But why is Death here, please? Why is the Death card here? Thank you. I wish I could say it's ideal. So we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. The energy does shift. Yeah, the energy does change. And for some of you, this could most definitely be something popping back up too. Like when I see the Death card and the Ten of Cups, it's like, I'm back, Aquarius. Hi, did you miss me? It's like giving me that. So watch out for situations or things returning and popping back up, because it's like either it's an unfinished business or it's just something that returns in a big way. I am seeing it here on the back end, especially with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Now the energy changes, but it's still not 100% ideal yet. Now, I'm a big believer that in life, sometimes things line up perfectly, sometimes things will be perfect, but that's not always, right? Like, there's going to be some times where it's like, all right, you give some, or you win some, you lose some. It's give, take. So to me, this is kind of an energy that seems to be like negotiating, or it's like, all right, well, neither of us are super happy, so let's negotiate this. I don't know why it's coming through like that, Aquarius, but the energy does change. It does go from this stuck, planted state, but for some reason, it's like, no, we still got more work to do. Like, there's still more to do here. It's still not ideal. Um, Ten of Cups can connect to the family, home, living situation. Usually it's happy, it's a card of wish fulfillment. So when we see it in reverse, tens can also represent endings. So maybe some of you, there is a chapter in life that is closing, right? Maybe you have experienced an ending. Again, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing. Like there is this energy where it's like not ideal, but it's not the worst. It's very neutral for some reason. So take that for what it's worth. There could be an ending or a change coming up, but I still feel like there's more to the story, whether that's a return or whether it is that unfinished business. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. Super unique reading this week, Aquarius. And again, it could be someone else's energy. This doesn't even have to be yours. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we have the Seven of Cups with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So to me, that's not somebody that's like shooting for the stars or shooting for the best case scenario. To me, it felt like somebody just trying to take, I don't want to say take the easiest route, but they just want something that's the easiest or something that sucks the least, where it's like, all right, well, what's going to be easier? It's like, I'm tired of dealing with this. Let's just get this over and done with. Moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Withholding of information. So there could be someone like keeping something a little hush hush. Maybe you're doing it. Who knows? It doesn't necessarily feel bad, but it feels very stubborn and set in its ways. Okay, so there could be certain situations where maybe it's going to take a while for it to really flesh out the way you want it to. Moving to the back end, we have the Death card, Ten of Cups in reverse. Yeah, maybe there is something that recently ended or a chapter in life that's closing out. I do feel neutral about it. It's like I feel of two minds, where it's like this isn't good. I'm not super happy about it, but it's not the worst. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. Like it could be worse, which you take that for what it's worth, my friends. The energy does change, but it's still not where it needs to be yet. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right. And yes, this is where I pull you one shadow card, which is something I always like to do, whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Um, but they don't always have to be bad, right? Shadow cards aren't always a bad thing. Let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Aquarius? Quick, very first shuffle. Five of Cups, yeah. So like there is this lingering energy, like even in the shadows, where it's like it could be worse, but like I'm not very happy about it. Okay. Five of Cups is the river of tears. And I always say it's not permanent, right? When we see this, when we see cards like the Five of Pentacles, yeah, it's a barrier, it's a roadblock, it's something that's not super ideal, but it's an energy that does pass at some point for some Aquariuses. Maybe there's something you're feeling a little down about. Maybe there's something you're sad about. But it's like, I am not letting it out. I remember this is a shadow card where it's like, this isn't good. I don't feel happy about this, but I'm not letting it show. So whether that's you, whether it's somebody else, they're trying to keep this Five of Cups river of tears within and not project it outward. Okay. Now I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Right. You have free will. You're a grown up. At least I assume you are. So you can handle your issues or your situations however you want. There is no timetable on difficult situations. So just don't feel like you have to force yourself to deal with this right this second. So we're going to leave it at that, Aquarius. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.